I found a quiet spot in Barcelona, which is pretty hard to do because there's no privacy in the city. Let's talk about poker things. Today is past the middle of August, which means EPT has started and already took momentum. And we have 24/7 cash games running 5-5, 5-10 or higher in the casino every day, literally. So I'm trying to take advantage of that and like play in the mornings to have like a normal schedule and try to catch some of the morning feel, which is like pretty good sometimes. Also, it makes you live like, normal life, waking up with the sun and going to sleep when the sun goes down, which feels pretty good after the night schedule. I hated playing at night. It's just like you feel like the day and night is like inversed and you don't feel good, you feel like sleepy all the time, you don't see the sun, it's just like very dark and depressing. So I'm really glad that I can play the day schedule right now. And we played quite a bit of hours already, and I will play as long as the game runs 24/7. So I think there's still like a few weeks left of that. It's basically to some degree make it or break it time. And let me explain why. Recently, like my results have not been like very good in poker. It's not that they've not been very bad either, but they just have not been the way I expected them to be. Or you have this vision of how the month or how the year will go, and yeah, the results didn't really live up to the vision. I guess it's part of the process, like I'm aware of it, but it still makes it like really hard to go through, especially when it's the start and you kind of need your role and everything. And I'm just trying right now to capitalize on the really good EPT games and just to play every day like as many hours as I can. There's like 5-5 cash games, and I'll just try to put as many hours to make sure I capitalize the most on this field. But basically right now the fields are really good. They're also gonna be like pretty good in September and October, and then they usually get pretty bad like in the winter when there's like no tourists in the city. So I will try to play the maximum right now, and the results of this upcoming like short period will basically determine some decisions that I will make. I have a friend that wants to stake me, and he's also like playing right now in EPT. And basically the stake deal to some degree depends on his results also in EPT, because he's been not doing like insanely good recently either, so he needs like some more money to like stake me if he wants to do that. If my run goes bad and his run goes good, I can get a stake after EPT and continue on playing. And if my run goes good, well, we'll just continue on playing and figure out what to do next. But yeah, recently I've been just contemplating on poker. When you're not like running really good, you're just like sitting there, you kind of feel the meaninglessness of this game, just like folding cards all the time, trying to wait for spots, like sitting with not the most bright people on the planet. And it's just, I don't know, it just, this routine became like very, I just became very bitter in the process. But I guess when you run good, you just don't think that much about these kind of things. Yeah, I'm basically just waiting for like something to happen, just trying to play as good as I can and like try to keep a good mental. But fuck, like if this goes on like that for the next like few months, it's gonna be like I don't know, I'll be searching maybe for some new stuff to do like in the short term, because like it's getting just really, really annoying recently. Funny story actually, I was in the casino and this random guy appears that I was like playing with, and he told like me and my friend about this e-commerce stuff, like, hey, you can like sell like this kind of like supplements, there's like a lot of money in that, man, I did this, like my brother did this, it's like really profitable, la la la, and it was so convincing like how he told the story, and he didn't try to like sell to me like anything or nothing like that. He was just like really giving like value, showing me some podcasts on how I can start like an e-commerce business, and it really got my attention, and I told this to my friend that like plays poker for like a way longer time, and he said like, bro, like a few like years ago, when I had like really like bad run, like the same type of guy like appeared and told me about some like Amazon like flipping or like whatever, where that was like some kind of business that you can do on Amazon, and he also was on a downswing, and he thought like, damn, like this sounds pretty promising, maybe I should like think about like switching to like business or something. And I joked around with my friend that when you're running bad, there's just like this character that appears in the casino at some point, who's like trying to like persuade you into like another career path. He's like, hey bro, you're like running bad, come, like let's do this business, let's do that, let's do this. And they just try to like take you when you're the weakest, where you're on a downswing. But yeah, of course, it's a joke, but it's a very funny joke because I don't know, for some reason, but when you're running bad, this kind of character just appears like in your life, and yeah, it was pretty funny. But he told really great stuff about e-commerce business that I'm actually heavily considering to do in the upcoming like few months. Maybe like it will take like a year or less than that. But yeah, it got my attention, let's say. So you don't need like a lot of money to start that thing, and it's just funny how he convinced me when I was the weakest with my bankroll and with my poker situation. But yeah, I will play like a lot of hours right now when the EPT games are running. They're pretty good and it's going pretty well recently, so I hope that it will continue like that for the next month. I mean, for the next like few weeks. And if it goes good, we're gonna be like back on our feet. Maybe planning to take another trip to the States in the winter when the games are bad here in Europe. Taking a trip to the States, grinding there for a few months with a few friends, maybe like selling a piece of myself to like someone that would be willing like to also like pay a share of my expenses, you know, just to make it cheaper. And yeah, I'll try to think of some like next logical steps, but basically the games right now are nothing compared to the games that were like in the winter or in spring. So I feel like it just makes a lot of sense to grind a lot right now and just like chill more when the games are not that good, and maybe not play as many hours like per year, or play them in a very concentrated manner. Let's say just like play in the summer when the games are good in Europe, and then in the winter just like take 2 or 3 trips like to the States to grind there, and that will be like enough volume for the whole year. Because I feel like the games in the winter are just like not worth playing here in Europe. They're just like really bad. It's not like they're really bad, but they're like nothing as good as they can be in the summer. Like I feel like the win rate in the summer is like 2 times higher than it can be like in the winter. Yeah, it just feels more efficient to play when the games are good. So that's what we're doing right now. We're trying to grind and kind of get back on our feet. It's not like we're broke or something, but it's just that it's been so exhausting like this whole year to play poker, and I mean I still have some okay results, but they're nothing what I was expecting for, and I feel kind of down because of that, and I hope that the results will get better recently and try to not to think too much about it, but just like give my best shot. I will give like everything I got, like grind the most and try to stay disciplined, you know, keep myself in shape and keep myself in good mental shape too, and try to study and just make the best out of it. And whatever happens, it happens, and I will take the next steps according to whatever will happen after this EPT run and September and October run. It's kind of a very, you could say, like scary period. I don't know what to expect in these games, but I'm kind of relying to have a good run and kind of motivate myself, because I'm constantly searching for the motive of why I do what I do, and it's just getting exhausting, man. Yeah, I hope the results will be a little better recently to give me some motivation up. These are my thoughts in EPT. There's a bunch of people here. It's crazy. Like I've never seen so many people in the casino playing poker. People from all around the world, like from the States, from France, from Italy, like Spanish people, from Germany. It's like everybody from the whole world like flew to Spain right now, to Barcelona, and the casino is pretty packed. There's like 20, 30, 40, like 50 tables of like cash games running every day. I mean, of course, at night there's like less tables. Sometimes it breaks down to like 4 or 5 tables. But in the day there's like many tables that are running, which is pretty sick. And the casino rents like this arts hotel, like bottom floor, where they host a lot of tournaments. And yeah, the tournament scene is also pretty crazy. I never played one tournament. Maybe I'll play like a satellite, or I sell myself in like a bigger tournament, or just like have a small piece of myself, because I don't really have much role to play tournaments. But I mean, just for the fun of it, maybe someone will want to buy action. Yeah, if you want to buy action of EPT tournaments, you can comment down. I will get in touch with you. Maybe I'll play some tournaments and we can make a deal. But yeah, right now the plan is to stay disciplined, grind the cash games, and we'll see how the run goes. Basically, if it doesn't go good, I don't know what I'm gonna do exactly. I'll have to think about it for a while. But if it goes good, then right now it's going pretty good, so I hope it continues like that. Then we're gonna be back on our feet, and yeah, it's gonna look more promising for the future, because this year has been pretty rough. And I know that happens to everyone, but it's just that when you're in the mix, it just feels so real, you know, in the moment. You know, when you get away from it and like you have a run good and the next year goes amazingly, you don't even think about the time when you were like doing pretty bad. And it maybe even seemed like laughable how we were worried about everything, but like eventually everything turned out fine. But when you're in the mix, it's like pretty exhausting, especially when it happens for like a long period of time. It happened like that for me, like I was on vacations and like running bad before the vacations. And so it's not like I played a lot of hours, but it just feels like this period of not having great results is like stretched out and prolonged for the whole year. It's been exhausting mentally, but I think we can definitely have a good chance to turn it around in this EPT in September. Wish me best of luck, and I will keep you updated, guys. Ciao, ciao.